It is fight number one, quarterfinal number one of the Champions Battleground Super 8. The event all of Australia's been waiting for, and representing the W of A, it's the Riddler, Darren Reece.
Well, the Riddler stepping in after that quick warm-up fight of Dadowski and Tusi. We're into the 8-man eliminator now. Darren Reece making the long trip over from WA here to Brisbane. He's about to step over the ropes now. And of course, the man from the dark side.
The dark side.
The dark
Rick
side.
Dalton.
Rick Dalton in his corner.
The Riddler, Darren Reece. 3x3 rounds, and he will take on the K6 Gym's very own Nathan Lewis, cutting his way through the smoke at the RNA.
Well, cutting his way through the smoke, Nathan Lewis, one of the latter inclusions in this 8-man lineup. He's taken this fight on. He's one of the least experienced fighters here tonight, Lewis. He's only had around 18 fights, stepping up against a much more experienced opponent. 57 fights, the Riddler. But tell you what, Nathan Lewis, you've got to take your hat off to him for stepping up. He's here, he's going to gain a lot of experience, and he's going to put up a really solid battle with, of course, the boys from Christian Troming Sting Gym in their corner there, K6 Gym.
Nathan Lewis, a last-minute blessing over the top rope, and we're set 3-3's quarterfinal number one of the Champions Battleground Super 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, SB Promotions presents the first fight in the quarterfinals of the Super 8 contest tonight. Fighting under WMC sanctioning body modified Thai rules, they will fight 3 rounds, 3 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, when he runs hot, he is red hot. He comes from Western Australia, the Riddler Gym, Darren Riddler Reece! And in our red corner this evening, ladies and gentlemen, he will be fighting next month in Southport, going after an Australian title. He trains also with Bruce the Preacher McPhee in K6, a veteran of 18 fights. Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan the Nemesis Lewis!
The Nemesis, Hammer, I like that one. Nemesis.
Nathan Lewis will be taking on Scotty Butler on the 14th.
Ladies and
The
gentlemen,
Blizzard.
Brian Murphy.
Blizzard for an Aussie title.
Who will be seen later on tonight, the Blizzard against Brad Ed in quarterfinal number 4 of the Super 8 Champions Battleground. And meanwhile, the Riddler, Darren Reece, with quite a distinct height advantage over a much shorter Nathan Lewis here. The mouthguard being inserted by the dark one, Brett Dalton. 3x3 modified Thai rules apply to our quarterfinals and our semi-finals here tonight. And the final will be contested under full Thai rules. Around about 10 grand, is it, Hammer, on the line for the winner?
Right on the knocker, Michael. 10,000 plus accolades. Lovely trophy. What more could you want?
Okay, we're underway. Round 1, the Murph, third man in centre ring. Outside thigh kick and high rib kick from Lewis to open up proceedings. Darren Reece in the black, Lewis the black with red. And a good solid start here from both men. Reece already opening up that straight right hand off the jaw. Outside thigh kick, upper thigh, just below the waist there from Nathan Lewis.
All bouts tonight will be contested under World Muay Council ruling and sanctioning. The World Muay Council, the only sanctioning body for Thai boxing in the world, the most credible body.
High right round kick there from the Riddler. Darren Reece ties up Lewis in the blue corner. Snakes the arms around the back of the neck. Lewis has got around the waist. They're tied up like a pretzel, and the Murph separates both men.
It's going to be interesting to see, Michael, how many fighters go in for the grapple and knee. Obviously, with these eliminated type tournaments, you don't want to get too banged up in the early rounds because you do have to come out 3 times if you're in the final.
The winner of this fight, of course, will face either Shannon F16 Forrester or Tamworth's Ashley White in semi-final number 1. And at the moment, a hard fight to call. Both men keeping very busy and close in the clinch.
In close, of course, kneeing at the thighs, kneeing at the ribs. What they'll be aiming to do there is obviously a knee to the thigh is going to cork up the thigh and retard the fighter's movement. Your opponent will not be able to move as freely if he's got a big swelling on his thigh, Michael.
And of course, folks, if you like what you're seeing tonight, perhaps you can vote for it in International Kickboxer and Fox Sports' Best of Australian Kickboxing and Muay Thai Battles. We are putting together a special broadcast in 2004, Hammer, the top 10 of all time.
The top 10 will be counting it down to the #1 all-time best battle on the Aussie circuit. You can vote www.sportsblitz.net. Hop on there, go to the International Kickboxer magazine site and check it out. There's a whole list of fights there and a bit of a prelim. You can vote for whatever you want. And geez, we'll be checking that one out Feb, March next year. I'm really looking forward to that.
We will indeed. Great prizes up for grabs as well. A little bit more on that later on. Meanwhile, a good even first round here. Jumping knee from the Riddler, Darren Reece, to the sternum of Nathan Lewis. All tied up over in the neutral corner. And the Murph separates both men into the final stages now.
There it is.
A hard one to separate early up.
He's close up early. Reece getting in close, trying to work the knees, trying to conserve, obviously, his body to progress through the rounds, and trying to take out Nathan Lewis with knees to the body and the face.
You won that round, right? You won that round, right?
Having a look how it went down. Lewis switch up round kick off the lead. Reece very composed, got caught with the left and right there. Good striking and telling blows from Nathan Lewis. They should score well for him on the judges' scorecards. Lewis, the novice, the more novice of the two, has actually came into this round quite well equipped. He got caught in turn with a right hand there from Reece. Reece closing the gap, trying for knees.
He's going to be lifting, so keep with him, all right?
Final instructions there from the dark side, Brett Dalton in the corner of the Riddler, Darren Reece. Here we go, round 2 of 3. Quarterfinal #1 of the champions, Battleground Super 8. And immediately, both men go to the grapple over against the ropes. The Riddler just tucking that right knee under the left armpit. You can see the red welt on the upper rib cage on the left side of the body of the nemesis, Nathan Lewis.
Well, after a good even first round, both fighters stepped up well. It'll be interesting to see how we go now.
Flush on the kisser. How do you do, Darren Reece? That straight right hand working a treat for him so far.
Reece now starting to consolidate a little, use his reach. He should be using his reach a lot more, Darren Reece. He's opting to go in and grapple up and try and knee strike. Obviously trying to get a knee up to the face there of Nathan Lewis.
You know who gave Darren Reece the nickname the Riddler, of course, don't you, Hammer?
I wonder. I think it was your good self. Your good self.
It was indeed.
From the 101 fighters' ring names that you possess.
Yes, my book coming out.
I think you've named just a fair few fighters, actually, Michael.
And the Murph separating both men again. Second round, we are seeing quarterfinal #1, long-ranging jab there from Lewis. Tied up in the centre of the ring, and they tango over towards the dark side's blue corner. A good high knee to that damaged right rib cage again there from the Riddler. And we are 1 minute 25 down.
Let's have a look at how it's the strikes are going to be scoring in this tournament. Obviously, because it's Muay Thai rules, the priority, of course, will be elbows when the elbows are called in. Knees, then a second highest scoring technique, then kicks, and lastly, of course, punches. And that's probably why the Riddler's opting to knee strike more than punch, because the knee strikes to the body and legs are actually going to score better for him than a punch.
A couple of nice knees to the sternum there from the Riddler. Scoring more than a patron at Area 61 on a Saturday night so far.
Area 61, g'day to Pistol Pete and all the Sublime crew and everyone at Area 61 in Fitzroy Street, St Kilda, always big supporters of all the sporting events.
2 minutes 10 down in the second round. The Riddler again locks on the grapple. Both men trading knees in the red corner. The Murph separates them again. Christian Triming just trying to lend some instruction through the ropes, and a straight right hand. Nathan Nemesis Lewis went down, a beautiful right hand. Darren Reece has been finding the target throughout the entire fight. And that one caught him flush on the kisser.
Perfectly timed right hand there from Reece. He
the
still
Riddler coming forward again.
He still doesn't look like he's really powering up fully, the Riddler. He's still holding a little back, I feel.
Let's go.
Brian Murphy separates both men. Only 10 seconds remaining in this round. Big right hand again from the Riddler. Didn't quite connect. Lewis ties him up. Knee to that right rib cage. They tango into the neutral corner, into the second round, Hammer, and lock it away 10-8 for the Riddler.
Well, certainly the Riddler now with that 10-8 round is 2 rounds.
For your information, ladies and gentlemen,
2 rounds
there is
up,
no
or 2 points up, rather.
rule tonight. The bell will save you every round, gentlemen, but the
Once
last.
again, you see the right hand. There it is. Double right hand from Reece, and then in for the knees straight after it. Missing with that one, lining it up again. Bang! Whiplash right hand coming from the Riddler.
Don't get too loose. Keep your guard tight.
Again, we see the Riddler bridging the gap and landing that right hand flush, Michael. Perfectly timed.
Jeez, he'll be breathing through the back of his head after that one. Here we go, third round of quarterfinal number 1. If this is any indication as to the rest of the night, Hammer, we are in for something special. Still to come, folks. Shannon F16, Bruce McPhee, Brad Ed, and so much more.
And of course, thank our sponsors, major sponsor tonight, Superior Blend and Southern Hydroponic Supplies. Making sure that you have healthy tomato plants, Michael.
No, my healthy bok choy plantation, Hammer. All my hydroponic needs, Southern Hydroponic Supplies. Good high left round kick parried out of the way there from the Riddler, and he ties Nathan Lewis up again in the red corner. Lewis really has to dig deep now. He is behind on our scorecard, and I'm sure on the judges' scorecard, following that knockdown in round 2.
Oh, look, he's put up a great fight, Nathan Lewis. Obviously, as I said, one of the more novice on tonight's card, the 18 fights against a fighter with 57 fights, the Riddler.
Isn't that amazing, Hammer? Here in Queensland, it's 18 fights, you're still a novice. That's how often they fight. Down in Victoria, 18 fights, you're a veteran ready to retire.
That's right, they love the fight game up here in Queensland. Queenslanders have a great admiration for them. Was recently at Joe Hilton's Sunshine Coast Thai boxing gym up there, and I tell you what, twice a day they train, 5:30 a.m. every morning. Joey Hilton's down there with the boys training. Kurt the Killer Finlayson, he's ringside here tonight. He was scheduled to fight tonight, but a cut after fighting his Thai opponent a few weeks back didn't allow him to take up tonight's challenge. 5:30 in the morning. You know what? Again, they're back 4 o'clock in the RV. To 6 o'clock in the RV training again, and Joe Hilton's there holding the pads. He runs 2-3 businesses, but you know what? The man loves the sport so much. He's there on the end of the pads, doing the right thing by the boys, and of course the right thing by the sport.
Joey, the Hotel Hilton. Do you think he's related to Paris Hilton, Hammer? Can you give me an introduction?
Let's not go there. I don't want to touch anything.
Darren Reece stalks forward again. He is in control of this bout. Nathan Lewis doing his best to peg back the points. But at the moment, just no answers for the Riddler. Pardon the pun.
Nathan Lewis really needs a knockdown or knockout almost to take this one out. The Riddler now just seeing out the third and final round. Safe to say he's got this one in the bag and should progress through. The Riddler.
Right hand working an absolute treat still for the Riddler here in the third.
Walking forward and kneeing to the body. Constantly a right hand again from Riddler. Chases after Lewis.
Darren Reece wears a high knee, side of the head, now working knees in the midsection of his own. Lewis leaning down on him, almost a side headlock. The Murph separates both men. Final 20 seconds. It looks like Darren Reece is on his way to semi-final number 1. Solid knee to the sternum again. You can see the red welt and that damaged left side of the body of Nathan Lewis, just underneath the armpit. And that's where the Riddler's caught him for the past 3 rounds with those razor-sharp knees. And there it is, Hammer. End of the fight.
Well, there you go. Nathan Lewis putting up a very late and brave charge against the Riddler. But for my money or for our money, I'd say the Riddler's got this one in the bag, and we'll see him progress through to the next final.
So the winner of this one will face either Shannon F16 Forrester or Ashley White in semi-final number 1. $10,000 on the line in the Champions Battleground Super 8.
Seeing how it went down once again, the Riddler getting his knees up, taking a few knees to the rib cage there. Nathan Lewis, straight right hand again. The Riddler trying to get that one in, stepping through. He'll lock up and knee to the body, constant knees to the body. Good push kick there from both boys. They square up, looking for the range. Lewis getting his jab in. Riddler coming back, right hand, locking up. Clever tactics.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The judges' decision by unanimous vote. Darren Riddler Reece in the blue corner.
Okay, he is through to semi-final number 1. The Riddler, Darren Reece, by decision over Nathan Lewis.